Hi guys, so here Allan, new swing student at Pools Golf Club. What we'll discuss is two common faults, or two of the biggest faults I see when people hit the ball inconsistently, so they hit the ball thin or fat. So what are the reasons that I see during any golf swing between beginner to elite golfer, and help you obviously build a template so you can obviously adhere to it. So first thing that I'm going to talk about is in the address position. So when people are in the address position, the first thing I'm going to talk about is when people are too slumped over. Okay, so when people are too slumped over, they almost get into this C posture. Okay, when their chin is almost tucked into their chest. Okay, they've got quite a big curve in their back. Okay, so they're like the shape of a C. This puts a lot of strain on the lower back. So from here, what happens is the elbows bend. Okay, so when elbows so legs are very lazy, so legs are very straight. And from here, as the club comes back down, centrifugal forces, because we've not got any resistance in the ground, centrifugal forces pushes us off the ground, so our torso pushes up off the ground, and what happens is that the swing arm gets long too early. Okay, so if we were to maintain good position and we were to swing around obviously this inclined plane, around this circle, then the swing arm doesn't get long too early, it hits the ball where it's situated in the middle of your stance. Okay, so when the swing arm gets long too early, the club bottoms out far too early, and that's where the club is going to obviously overtake the hands and the club's going to dig in. So what we need to feel like is what we're doing is we need to try and get in a more athletic position. So if I was to take my address position, I want to get my knees slightly bent. I don't want my knees coming over my toes. My knees should be in line with the middle of my foot. Okay, don't want to come over that. Okay, so my heel should be in line with my buttocks, if you want to call it. Then from here, I want to have good posture. So my arms should hang underneath my pelvis. And from here, there should be a straight line from my right shoulder all the way down into the middle of my right foot. Okay, so good athletic position. Feel like that you maintain that position all the way through the golf ball, and we want to stay relaxed. So if we stay relaxed and maintain our position, then our body centre won't move in relation to the golf ball. So tip 2 I'm going to talk about is when people lean into the golf ball in the downswing, or they start lunging into the golf ball in the downswing. Okay, so this fault can be caused with a lot of people trying to hit the ball too hard. Okay, so when we try to hit the ball too hard, what happens is our lower body starts moving too early. Okay, so you say to a lot of people, you start the downswing with a lateral movement of the left hip. But what they do is they'll start moving their hips. So you should move your hips level, but what they'll do is they'll start moving the left hip down the way. And from here, everything gets stuck. Okay, so it stops the rotation of the upper body. So in order for us to combat that, so if we dip down too much, you have to lift back up there. Okay, but if you dip down more than you lift up, so if you dip down more, then my swing centre is moving close to the ground. Okay, and from here, in order to compensate for that, I have to move back the way, try and get the club on plane. Okay, or on plane, no such word, but try and get the club back in the desired line. Okay, so what we need to do is try and maintain our position. Okay, so if you dip into the golf ball and you have to lift back up, unless you have extremely good flexibility and you could turn that left hip out of the way without causing any strain, but it will cause a lot of injuries throughout time. So if we can get a position, we're stopping dipping into it, so our shoulders are nice and level, and then we don't lift up out of it. Okay, so feel like as we get into a good position, then we're in a good athletic position. Okay, so we maintain our spine angle. We don't want our pelvis to drop or move up the way. Okay, so we want to keep our body pretty static over the golf ball to start off with. We want to produce an athletic movement. Okay, so from here, 2 things to work on. So obviously, if you've got quite a static address position, then the club's going to bottom out quite early, it's going to stem too early. Okay, so it gets long too early. Another one we'll talk about is when you're dipping into the golf ball in the downswing. Okay, so this left leg almost goes over the left knee, and from here I have no other compensating movement to make apart from lifting up in the golf ball. Okay, so try and get into a better position at address. So if we take good angles at address, then it'll prepare us for the correct strike. Okay, so if you've got any thoughts on that video, you need to maintain spine angle and maintain a good weight shift. So try and get a left hip over a right leg. So if I was coming in that position, left hip over right leg, And then as we come unwind, let's get this left leg to move away from our right leg, okay? So left leg turns out the way. From here, that'll help get my hands ahead of the golf ball, okay? So the more I get this shoulder in front, then the more my hands will obviously get ahead of the golf ball and the club head will lag behind and we'll be able to get a consistent stroke. So if you've got any thoughts on the video, subscribe to my channel at JML Golf and follow me on the other social media platforms attached below. Thank you.